Hello, romance readers. If you're looking for your next read and feel inspired by some of the books we've covered on Too Stupid to Live, be sure to check out TSTL's very own storefront on bookshop.org. Here, you will find a collection of books that the show has covered, as well as personal recommendations from me, Becky Feldman, the host of TSTL, who is talking to you right now. So rest assured, you don't need to worry about remembering titles or author names or having to go back into the episode catalog. Just head to bookshop.org/shop/TSTL podcast to view a collection of the books that the show has covered. That's bookshop.org/shop/TSTL podcast. Happy reading. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Too Stupid to Live, a podcast about romance novels, usually $5 and under. I'm your host, Becky Feldman, and you better grab a hold of your swords, grab a hold of your magic, and get those magical swords, because today we are reviewing a romantasy. Yes, we are going on a romantastical journey. And believe me, you're going to love this horny, magical adventure. I'm not going to lie, for the past couple of years, I did think about writing a romantasy. So far, I've only come up with the titles for all of the books in the series. There's 4 titles so far, and here they are. Okay, the first title, A Court of Something and Sometimes Something Else. Then we have A Song of Something and Sometimes Something Else. The Ballad of Something and Sometimes Something Else. And A Something of Something and Sometimes Something Else. I do plan on getting to what that something and sometimes something else's will be, especially now that I chatted with today's amazing guest, Erik Patterson. Erik is an award-winning screenwriter, playwright, and writing teacher. He is the creator of Your Daily Writing Prompt on TikTok and on Substack, and he has a new book of writing prompts geared specifically towards all of you future Rebecca Yarros's out there and your future Sarah J. Maas's out there. Erik's latest book is called Write a Romantasy, 99 Prompts to Write a Tale of Heart and Heroism. So obviously he was the perfect guest to help me review today's book, Prince and Assassin by Tavia Lark. Discussing this book with Erik was an absolute fairy tale. So please enjoy this review of Prince and Assassin. Welcome to this podcast, Too Stupid to Live.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here, Becky. It's so nice to be here and talk to you. Hi.
Hi. It is so nice to meet you, and I'm so happy you're here. And I feel like just because of the theme of this book and the genre of this book, I want to call you Master of Prompts.
Oh my God,
feel about Master of Writing Prompts?
I will take it. I will accept it. I feel like you should have a name too. What Mistress of the Pod? I don't know.
I love that. I love Mistress. It sounds so nice. Yeah. I sound like I'm evil. I love it.
It does sound kind of. Is Mistress more evil than Master of the Prompt?
I don't know. Because with because you know how in King's Courts, Master of the and I
yes.
And I guess maybe because mistresses there aren't enough mistresses,
That's true.
Maybe that's
yes.
what it is.
That's what it is. I do feel like we should. I kind of thought about should I wear a robe. I felt or a tunic.
Yes, I was thinking maybe a wizard hat or something. You're the Merlin.
The Merlin of prompts, the Merlin of writing.
That's it. That's the one.
If only writing was as magical and easy as just saying a magical word or two.
I know, but to be fair, as I was stalking you, looking you up, learning about your work, you do have this kind of message of making writing fun and making it easy. The prompts you come up with seem very fun, and it's not a homework assignment. So I'm just curious about how you got into that.
Well, I have been writing for, I did so many years, 20, 25 years. No, I've been writing my entire life. I wrote a novel when I was 12 that I still have somewhere. My mom saved it. And the first page of the novel was the cast list. Like I was already imagining that this is going to be adapted. Yeah. And I think I wrote it around the time when Junior came out because the two stars were Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger were the stars of my book. And it was like an 80-page fantasy kidnapping thriller.
Ooh.
And I as a 12-year-old, I think 80 pages, that's commitment, right?
I couldn't even finish a worksheet when I was 12. So doing a book, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. So I have been writing my whole life in some sense, and I've been writing movies for about 20 years. I started as a playwright, and then the first movie that I wrote that got made was Another Cinderella Story starring Selena Gomez, also her first movie.
Oh, no
and
way.
Yeah, she was 16. Right? Yeah. And I've been writing Hallmark movies and princess movies and just that's been my career. And then the pandemic happened and, we were all stuck in our homes and just wondering what do we do with all of this time and everything slowed down. The writing slowed down and I was looking for inspiration. And I think I found inspiration in giving other people inspiration. So I downloaded TikTok. And I was sitting, futzing around with TikTok. And then at first I was like, do I do a dance? Do I do a lip sync? What is this app?
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, what can I provide on this app? What can I do that gives something to other people that maybe, and I write, I can inspire other people to write. And so I started coming up with writing prompts, and that's where the genesis of this book, my new book that's coming out. Look, isn't it pretty?
It's gorgeous, by the way.
Isn't
I love
it gorgeous?
it.
Thank you.
I love it. Oh my god, and shiny. Yeah.
Shiny, and look at that. There's on the cover.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh, wonderful. But the two swords,
yeah.
One of them's a pen, and it makes me so happy that it's
oh my god, clever.
Right?
The
pen
is just as mighty as the sword in
It
Romantasy.
is. Yes. And so I started writing. I don't know. You can see behind me. I have all of these books, and I actually have so many books. I have thousands of books in my home. It's a little scary. I have too many books. But these are my prompt books that I self-published during the pandemic, and I had this idea that music is so is music you can use to kind of get outside of your own head. And so these books, it's the Pop Prompt book series. And basically every writing prompt is paired with a song. You listen to the song, you feel the emotion of the song, and then you read the writing prompt and then go with it. And so I did that own series on my own. I self-published. And then Simon & Schuster saw me on TikTok and they got some of my books. And then they reached out and they said, we want someone to do a book of writing romantasy prompts.
Nice. Very cool. That is so cool.
Yeah, so they reached out to me. It was really awesome and exciting. It comes out on August 26th. I don't know when this podcast will come out, but
it might be the week before, August 20th or something. So yeah. So, everyone get ready.
So it's either about to come out or it's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And kind of the fun thing about this book, I learned so much about writing books working for Simon & Schuster because I was just doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And they were very concerned with, and not concerned with, but obsessed with word count. Okay. And they said, every prompt should be about 400 to 500 words.
Wow.
And that's long, right?
Yeah. It's not write your first memory or something,
No, it's a prompt can be 10 words and 500 words. So I had to kind of figure out, well, what does that even mean? And I feel like I created my own new kind of writing prompts for this book. And so you'll see, but it's but each prompt has various sections. Cool. And I like to think of it as ingredients, and you can choose which ingredients you want to use. And so every prompt you can mix and match. So each time you sit down and use that prompt, you could use it 20 different times and focus on different parts of it. Different things are going to come out of you.
Yeah. So with the pop music ones, you listen to a music, you listen to a song, it's, however many minutes long, and you get inspired. How does Romantasy fit its way into this version in a similar way? Do you point out other books or how how does it work?
So my kind of the structural guideline of the book is every prompt is paired with a different trope.
Oh, okay.
And so, I'm sure you've gotten deep into tropes on this podcast. So there's here, I'll just kind of look at the list. There's only one bed. There's only one body, which I think is kind of exciting and fun.
Yeah.
And maybe not as frequently used as only one bed. Found family, secret royalty, touch her and die, enemies to lovers, meet cute, meet ugly, amnesia. I'm sure that like all of these tropes you have visited again and again and again.
I mean, I have, and you know what's so interesting is like I was, especially like with this book that we're about to discuss, is like, what's so interesting is the characters within the tropes, not necessarily like the trope itself. Like it's like, oh, I want to see what happens when these two interesting people are in only one room and there's only one bed,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. I never thought about tropes before really getting into writing this book. And I write romance. I've written 8 Hallmark movies. I love romance, but I had to kind of really do a deep dive into how it works. And I am finding myself now looking for tropes and seeing them more and getting excited. And I don't know if you have a list of like your favorite tropes. I know some people say I'm always looking for this one, and this one. And I'm not quite there yet, but I feel that coming.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm always like enemies to lovers, right away. But sometimes there's like it does kind of like depend. Like sometimes I've been into like subgenres lately. Like if I'm watching Star Wars, I want to read something sci-fi. You know what I mean? Like like that. But yeah, it is interesting now seeing like authors, kind of promoting their books and promoting it being very like trope first of like this is the trope, and I am curious of like, do you like if you were coming up with an idea right now, would you like start with the trope and then go, or would you start with like a different kind of idea and then go after you've written your prompt?
Right. I think generally I start with character, and then the characters you kind of can put them into the trope and say, okay, well, how would this person react in this situation? And so I really start with character, and then I find the story as I am thinking it through. I often outline, but I also like to be a little loosey-goosey with an outline so that the story can talk to me as well. Yeah. And one of the fun things about this book is you can just flip through it and pick a random prompt and then see where that's going to take you. So if you're writing a novel, you really... It's kind of it can lead you to the unexpected, and so I think that's actually kind of perfect for Romantasy because there's so much out there that we want it to be unexpected. I think, and I think a lot of it is starting to get predictable. So
yes, I completely agree with you. And I'm curious, like, if it's okay, could you read an example prompt, or are you allowed to do that?
Oh my God,
breaking.
I totally can. I should have like thought of like which one do I want to? Which one? Give me a trope that you're really into.
Okay, how about a trope that I'm really into? Let's do. Is there don't go near the best friend's sister one?
You know what? There's forbidden romance.
That works.
Yeah, forbidden romance.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, totally. Hold on one second. Let me find forbidden love. Okay, so the book starts with there's some exercises on building your characters and world building, and then forbidden love is page 47. Okay, I'm going to give you a choice. There's 3 forbidden love prompts, and each prompt starts with a quote, and you can incorporate this quote into your writing. It's like an optional. Everything's optional. Okay. You can't ever tell anyone about this. That's number 1. Meet me in the woods at midnight is number 2. And I want every part of you is number 3.
It's between 1 and 3 for me. I'm just going to go ahead and go with 3. That was very exciting.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. I want every part of you. So it starts with a scenario. Your protagonist and her forbidden lover finally have an entire evening to themselves and a bed. The bed is important. This is the first time they've been able to lie down together. They are going to take advantage of this bed. Thank God for the bed. And then there's a brainstorm. Write an interior monologue from your protagonist's point of view about everything she wants to do to and with her lover. Write an interior monologue from her lover's point of view about everything he wants to do to and with your protagonist. And feel free to futz with the pronouns, obviously. Make it gay, make it whatever. And then the next section is the actual writing prompt. Write a scene where your protagonist and her lover spend an entire night together for the first time. Have them take things slowly. They have all night, so there's no need to rush. They take advantage of their time by cataloging every part of each other's bodies. Remember, they're still getting to know each other. Don't be afraid to let some of their encounter be awkward. And then the next section, optional elements to include. One of them is ticklish. A whispered request. Fingers running through hair. Rose petals on the bed. And then the last section is a fantasy twist. What if these two characters could pause time and spend an eternity together in one night? What would they do with all that time?
That's great.
So there, you know, whatever story you are working on, you can kind of fit the specifics of your book, your story into that, and then write that type of scene.
So it sounds like let's say someone's writing something, they run into a wall of like, I don't know where to go next. Like it seems as if this book, you could just pick it up, write a scene about the characters that may not necessarily be in the final draft, but it'll help you like kind of.
Yeah. I always look at like all of my prompts as these are exercises. Maybe they're going to end up in the draft. Maybe they won't. You will learn something about your characters when you do this. I tell people to set a timer. You know, set a timer for 15, 20 minutes. What really works about the timer for me is often it might take me 5, 10 minutes to really get in the groove. And then the timer goes off and I'm like, fuck the timer. No, here I go. I'm working, I'm going, you know, but just knowing, I can stop when that timer goes off takes some of the pressure off, I feel like.
Yeah, totally. Like, I feel like whenever I do that, it's always like, okay, like I put the timer on and I'm working. And then I'm like, I haven't eaten lunch. I haven't gone to the bathroom. It's been like 8 hours.
Totally. Yeah.
So, I want to talk about like kind of like making your own romantasy, like for people who are interested in writing romantasy. I love romantasy. I kind of have tried writing erotica and I write comedy and things like that. But writing fantasy has always seemed like so overwhelming, or romantasy, anything with fantasy seems so overwhelming to me, as if like, you can only like, for the longest time, I'm like, you can only be the Lord of the Ring guys if you want to write fantasy. Do you know what I mean? And like, and so like how can someone get into writing romantasy?
You know, I feel like the romance is the most important part personally, and I think some people are going to disagree with me, but but it is, because the romance is like the emotional core, the way we connect with it, and the fantasy part of it. So every prompt in this book is really, really like romance forward. Okay. And then they have fantasy twists to help you kind of think about the fantasy elements of it, but without like I know that people, I think with romantasy, because some people will argue that like that doesn't qualify as romantasy. There's not enough romance. There's not enough, but I don't think there can be a 50-50 formula. That doesn't make sense to me. So if you are the writer and you're calling it romantasy and you lean more romance than fantasy, if it has the fantasy elements, I think it counts, you know? But for me, start with the romance, and then the fantasy part of it can kind of be a fun puzzle, because you're building, it's all about kind of creating rules and creating like, what are the elements that wouldn't exist in my world? What are the elements of like, okay, so he has telekinetic powers, and she is from another world, and like, so what is that world, and how is that world different from this world? And you can kind of keep adding on layers and layers and layers. as you are going. I don't think you have to have everything figured out. I think that one problem that a lot of writers have is they get stuck in the pre-writing part of it. And you could spend years world building, but you got to write your book. You got to write your story.
Yeah, that's what feels so overwhelming about it. Because, like, sometimes, like, I'll be reading a romantasy and they'll talk about, like, the gods and their religion. And I'm like, oh, my God, this author invented a religion on top of countries, laws, powers. Like, it just seems so, like, overwhelming, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also always tell my writing students, I teach sometimes, and I say you cannot rewrite a blank page, but you can always make bad writing better. So let if the fantasy part of it is harder for you, let that part suck. Let it not work. Let it be confusing. And then after you've got a draft, then you say, they need to talk about the gods here. What are their gods? And then you get to figure that out. They have a whole, there's this court scene. I was very inspired long ago. I read this interview with a writer who worked on Grey's Anatomy, and she said that when they were writing the medical scenes, the dialogue, they would just write medical.
Yeah.
And then Meredith Grey says, medical, I need you, Karev.
Okay.
And so you can kind of, I feel like, do that with some of the fantasy, world building. And, the prompts will help you focus on certain elements of it. But that's also stuff that you're going to layer in more and more and more the more you work on it.
Right, yeah. I imagine that, like, you probably interact with a lot of people who have imposter syndrome.
Absolutely. No, a lot of people think they can't do it. And I also interact with a lot of, like, not great writers who think that they're God's gift to, so those people don't have imposter syndrome. And I see people who do have imposter syndrome, like, how can I do this? And you just got to do it.
Yeah.
We all have a voice. We all have different things to say. No one's going to write that book other than you. Write it.
Write it. Okay, what if I just, like, stopped right now and be like, I'm going to never do that.
Becky, I want you to write your erotica right now.
No,
Go.
Okay, I can do it.
Your vampire erotica, whatever it's going to be.
It doesn't matter. It's just, I'll put it in just like monster.
Monster.
Figure
Yes.
It out later. Okay. Well, do you want to talk about Prince and the Assassin by Tavia
Oh my God.
Lark?
Let's talk about it.
Let's do it. This is a really stupid synopsis that I just wrote earlier today. Okay. Working regularly as a
I'm
freelance...
very excited.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Working regularly as a freelance contractor can be incredibly rewarding, as long as you're part of the secret magical assassin circle on the fantastical continent of Alantha. Whisper, known for being more of an in-and-out impaler, is suddenly a sit-and-stay slayer when he's ordered to kill Julian Sandry, the second prince of the kingdom of Silesia. I hope I said that right. He infiltrates the Green Haven Castle only to find his own lovesick heart becoming the target of the charming prince himself. But Prince Julian can't help but be a striking and affable royal, even if he masks his true power. As these star-crossed lovers realize they're instruments in a symphony of conspiracy, they realize that sometimes the only assignment worth completing is finding true love.
Brilliant. I love it. You captured it, Becky.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
If you're ever in need of a plot synopsis for something that doesn't need one because it's already been written, I am here for that.
So the first thing I want to say is, I don't know if you said this or if I just interpreted it somehow, but I went into this book thinking it was a werewolf story.
Oh my God.
And I don't know where I got that, but the whole book I kept waiting for him to reveal that he was a werewolf, and I also kept thinking there's so much going on in this book. Like he's talking to these cats, and there's magic, and there's these various different powers, and he's in a like there's a lot to add a werewolf onto the many things that are already going on. I think would be a hat on a hat on a hat.
Sure,
but
sure.
I kept waiting for it. And
oh my God. Okay, so I want to know how you're feeling once you realize that there's no werewolf. Like,
Yes.
were you able to kind of like replay the book in your head and kind of like visualize it again, knowing?
Yes, but I think the book tricked me too, because at the beginning, the father, the father, we'll call him father. I can't remember his real name, but father names all of his assassins kind of like weird dog names. Like Whisper is more of a dog name than a human name.
Well, like they're called hounds. The assassin,
and they're called hounds.
Is called the Kennel, which I hate.
Yes.
By the way. I don't know why I'm saying it like I'm a member. Like, no, human being.
How dare he call us the?
My God.
Yes. No. That. Yeah. They are hounds. They live in a kennel. So it really added to the mystique of werewolfness.
You're absolutely right. Honestly, like if one of them became a werewolf, I'd be like, okay, cool. But like, how does it
totally?
Like, how do they have it in the end?
Yeah, exactly. maybe he has a secret. Maybe he has, because he has lots of secrets. So maybe later.
Everyone has so many secrets in this
so
world.
many secrets.
I
oh my
love
God.
It.
Oh my God. I was into it, Becky. Are you? Yeah.
I loved it. It was so much. This was so much fun.
Yeah.
And like I feel like this is just me. But sometimes when I go into reading a romantasy, there are certain character arcs that I kind of go in assuming, right? Like I assumed that Julian is like, he's not the heir to the thing, so he's going to be like a kind of dumb, kind of playboy. You know, I don't know. I guess I was like expecting like someone not as smart and charming as he was. I love Julian. He is amazing.
Totally. This horny prince who immediately like that's his main characteristic, honestly. It's horniness.
And he brings his dog everywhere, which I love.
He brings his dog everywhere, and he's charming. He's like, and he cares about Whisper or Will. He cares about Will. Like, I never for a second doubted that. And I think it's also, it was I felt very safe in the fact that the two of them really had a deep connection, and even when the secrets come out, you never for a second felt like this is going to be disastrous in an upsetting way, you know?
Yes. Like their chemistry, like is the best part of the book, and like they literally could be thrown into any, like if I could just like read the two of them just sitting in a room staring at a ceiling, you know what I mean?
Totally. And not to jump to the epilogue, but you know, or not. I guess not the epilogue. I think it was, but I think it was the chapter before the epilogue where everything had been resolved, and then it's just a scene of them having sex, right? Like there's like a whole chapter, and I kind of felt like, oh, we could have had 5 of these chapters, because now we love them together. Just give us them being happily horny together.
I know, and I wish I agree with you. Like I think there could have been a lot more sex scenes. I was surprised that like their first kiss. Their first sex happens shortly after their first kiss, which is like 50% in, which is like
slow burn. It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn.
Yeah.
That said, I really did like the part when like Julian, like it's his first party and he takes that like drug or nightshade or something or whatever it's called, and it makes him like overly horny, and I'm like, this is hot. This is
very,
hot.
very. And then he has that moment with Will / Whisper where he's really feeling the aphrodisiac, and then he walks into the hallway and he says to his guards, "Give me a second," and he jerks off in a closet.
Yes, it was so hot.
It was. Yeah, that was great.
That was so great, and I guess like it's so interesting because it's kind of like, okay, so is jerking off like, is that, like it doesn't necessarily, it means is it part of a slow burn, or can it be the actual act of love making? I guess, do you know what I mean? Like, is
I
this
do.
Or is it not?
Yeah, I think it still qualifies as slow burn because we're waiting for them to have their first moment together, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And that you're right. The first kiss and then the first sex happened pretty quickly. That first kiss, I was laughing about because it's so. I mean, it's very romantic. It's so. He's like practically unconscious, like Whisper, because it's on the heels of this abduction.
Yes, he's like I'm bruised, stabbed.
Yes,
all of the kids, every single injury ever.
And the bathtub. So I was a little confused in the bathtub scene, and I want to know how you were visualizing this, because he brings him to the bathtub to kind of help him care for these wounds and bruises, and is he clothed in the tub? Does he? Because then I feel like they go into the bedroom and then it seems like they're undressing in the bedroom.
This is what I visualized.
Okay.
I pictured him like, like the bathtub is like a giant, like one of those old timey buckets,
Yes.
And Julian's on the outside still clothed with like, I don't know, like a sponge. So he's not in the bath. And then what's his face? Whisper is fully unclothed, I think.
See, I kind of felt like Whisper still had his pants on.
Wait,
but
did he?
I might.
Okay, go ahead.
I might be wrong. I don't know. But it seemed to me like we would have gotten a little more like salacious Julian, like, oh, there's his cock. Like.
Yeah.
And that moment didn't happen until they were in the bedroom. So then, but maybe he was being respectful. This man is like very injured. I don't know.
I mean, you make an excellent point. Like, why? But like, even if like if it's not like, oh, look at that cock, like even if it wasn't even the thought of like, oh my god, he's naked in front of me, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that. So I can
there wasn't that moment.
Yeah. Like that totally is totally understandable. I wonder if it's like, how like in the movies when like a person would be in a bubble bath and the bubbles were always like,
yes. Oh, Becky, that's it. He had bubbles. There were bubbles that were very like sweetly covering all of the inappropriate parts.
Exactly. Yeah. The bubbles were doing their job. So thank you.
Oh my God, Becky, that reminds me of, did you tell this joke? This was like a 3rd grade, 4th grade joke that I feel like went around the recess, the playground. Can I tell you can I tell you a clean joke?
Yes.
I took a bath with Bubbles. Can I tell you a dirty joke?
Yes.
Bubbles is the name of the girl next door. That joke was a real hit in Newport Beach in the 1980s.
What's really funny is that like it's also feels like a dad joke. Do you know what I mean?
Totally, yes. And maybe it started as a dad joke and then it made its way to the kids.
What's really funny is that there was this janitor at my temple where I grew up, and we all called him Bubbles.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh, maybe Bubbles was the boy next door, the janitor next door.
Yeah, he was very nice. Yeah.
That's a romantasy. There's a romantasy there. The janitor next door.
Yeah. I mean, also like the janitor's closet, if you will, which we
absolutely had. Back to the closet. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I did like that sex scene, and I'm curious your thoughts, like, on the trope of healing wounds, like the wounded. Like, tell me about, like, your thoughts on that kind of trope, how it's sexy, how it's not. Does it make an appearance in Writer Romantasy?
Oh, interesting. I don't know if there's any. There might be a little bit of healing in Writer Romantasy. There aren't any chapters on healing. I thought about that. The idea of healing so much in this book because I am a hypochondriac.
No way.
And I just like that is my absolute fantasy is like having was his name Drury healer Drury.
Yeah,
Drury. It's hard to say a lot of the names in this book,
really
but
is.
Don't you want a healer? I don't know. I want a healer so bad.
Yes. Honestly, I don't know if this says something about me. I want to watch other people getting healed. I want to be a cuck in a healing. No.
Interesting.
Because I love the descriptions of it. I love the visual of it, of like salve dripping off someone's wound, and it's like
yes.
You really shouldn't be turned on, but you are. Like it's like it's almost like you have to touch or die in a way, and it's like you're so attracted to each other, and it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I love watching and reading that kind of tension.
Yeah. And I really dug I thought it was very interesting. It made me feel for Whisper, the whole idea that he didn't want to be healed. And I think that she really took it to like multiple levels because it wasn't just that he didn't want the healer to know who he was. You know, the idea that this is a part of me, that like these wounds, as it got deeper into the book and you really saw that he loved Julian, that like that scene when he tells Julian, I want you to mark me, right before Julian figures it out, and then Julian like puts it all together from that. I thought that was brilliant.
I loved it. And I loved
Yeah.
that, like, there was, like, this thematic thing, kind of, sort of, like, scars don't have to be a bad thing, because, like, they can remind you. And I was like, that's a really beautiful kind of message, you know?
Yeah. At the same time, heal my scars. If healers were real, please, heal them all. Heal them all, and then...
I mean, sure, yeah. Like, there's some scars that, like, I don't want to be reminded when I fell into a pool. You could heal those.
Only the scars that really mean something. The romantic scars are the scars that we learned from and that were tragic. Yes.
Exactly. Yes. Like the ones that look like badass, totally keep. The ones that look like you're an idiot, please heal.
But scars, you know, can be sexy because they show that like you've lived a life and that you're a survivor. And I think that there's
like when you see a character with a scar, you kind of are like, especially like I don't know why I'm obsessed with like someone with a scar on their face, and it's like on their face, and they're just like owning it, walking around. Like that's really cool.
It's very hot. It's very hot to own that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Whisper as a character.
Okay.
He kind of is, you know, he's going through this kind of in and out. He's falling for Julian. He's doing this job for the first time. He was like a little more. I mean, he felt a little more closed off than Julian, understandably so.
Yes.
What did you think about his character and the fact that he loves animals?
You know, I really enjoyed, and I wanted more of Rumi and Fisk.
Yeah.
I loved his connection to them, and you know, it's kind of in a way a book length version of the whole idea of Save the Cat. You know that you.
Yes, it is, and he does save them. Yeah.
He literally saves the cats, plural, those cats are so sassy. I love that they're like, do not lie to me, and that they're dangerous, and it gives him power because he is the master of the cats, and he has these like lethal weapons. So it's interesting because he is secretly an assassin, but also like very visibly, if he wanted to, you know, they've given him power over these creatures that could kill anyone.
Absolutely,
So I thought that was a really interesting part of Whisper's character. I loved the setup of the complicated setup of this is could be his last job, but it's not going to be his last job because he has forsaken his freedom to protect his beloved sister, and they could both die. And then he falls for Julian, and there's the push-pull of, I don't want either of these two people to die. I wish there was more Hemlock, and I actually will get to Hemlock because I have some questions about Hemlock. But
yes,
but just the setup of him, the past, the family, the found family version of love, and then the lover, and that push pull just was really compelling and really worked for me. And
there was a part that I like even highlighted where, again, I'm jumping to the end, when Whisper kind of reveals everything to Julian, and Whisper's like, I did this for my sister, you know. And Julian like has that line of like, well, I wouldn't have loved you if you weren't gonna do this for your sister. And I was like, oh my god, that's so beautiful.
And then they called that back later. Do you remember then? Where oh god, what was it? Where Whisper says, I wouldn't love Julian if Julian was the type of person who. Oh, and now I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was...
Yeah, it was something like, I wouldn't have... Is it something like, I would have saved him... Wait, I would have... Something like, I would have... He saved me by loving me or something, or...
Yes, they both said something like that,
Yeah, there was like these really good lines of...
Some good parallels,
dialogue.
and
Oh, it was so beautiful.
Oh, it was beautiful. Okay, can I ask you about Hemlock?
Yes,
Since
yes.
we're
Mm-hmm.
so, I have to admit I was a little confused about Hemlock's turn, and
Same.
were you
Mm-hmm.
too?
Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
what what was going on there? Like, was she involved in the like? Was there a double cross that I kind of missed, or she just was not a good person and lied about that?
Yeah. I that's such a good question because like she's only mentioned in the first chapter, which okay,
Yeah,
we get he's doing this for his little sister. To be honest,
yeah.
this probably says something about me as a reader. I forgot her name for a second, and when she came back, I was like, "Wait, who's oh, okay,
Uh
her."
huh. Uh huh.
And so like it seemed that like when Whisper got the assignment from the dad or the father,
Father.
for Father Hound, he was like, "You're gonna get a signal of when it's time," and he just says signal, like
Yes.
and I
Yes,
guess
it's totally vague.
yeah, and so then here comes Hemlock, and she is like on the signal, but then it
Right.
seemed like she was working with the because in the at the end of the day,
Oh,
spoiler, it's the cousin. Is she working with the cousin?
no. She seemed to be working with the cousin. She
Mm-hmm.
has the blood tincture, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
that's
The
controlling.
yeah, what's that? I
Thank you.
wrote it
Yes.
down. Is
Oh
it
God.
a wait? Let
The
me
yeah, the phylactic. Oh
the
God.
phylactic. Okay, where is it? Where?
Oh
Oh,
God.
phylactery.
Yes. Oh, the
Phylactery.
phylactery. She's in
Obviously, duh.
possession
Yeah.
of, obviously,
Yeah.
of the phylactery, and she is just a bitch. She is
Yes.
so mean, and
Mm-hmm.
she's like, "You thought I liked you? You thought that I was your little sister? Like, ha ha ha!"
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if like I kind like maybe she's setting her up for another book, maybe Hemlock, because
Yeah, I don't know because like she does have a good point, and maybe this is me being a little sister of like
uh huh,
I didn't ask for you to do this, and that's why she was
right,
angry to the extent of where she was going to work with an assassin to get her older brother killed. Like that's very fucked up. But I kind of understand being a little bit of the defensiveness there.
yes,
Um, but yeah, but it was confusing because then it seemed like the cousin was going to go against Hemlock. Like she kind of walked
yeah.
into danger herself and she just doesn't know it or something.
I think that would be my one note. Sorry, Tavia is what's her name? Is it Tavia?
Yes.
I feel like if we had more Hemlock, I would have bought that twist more. You know, if maybe Hemlock returned a little sooner, and
Yeah.
we got to see the Hemlock that we thought we knew a little bit more, and then we would have been more shocked to discover, oh wait, because what you just said, I totally agree with. That like, oh, I'm a younger sister, and you don't see me for who I really am. That's interesting,
Yeah.
but it was too sudden.
It was too sudden. And then like also like what's really interesting is like with you do get like memories in this book of like past kills from Whisper or like past
Yes.
instances with Julian, and it's like interesting that like oh we could have seen a past incident or a past memory with Hemlock of showing
That would
like
have been
why they're
great.
so close, you know what I mean?
Yes,
And yeah,
yes.
like that would have been,
Yeah.
and I think that would have like made because it's like I don't know why it feels like oh people break up all the time, but no one's ever like I'm not your sibling anymore. It seems like such a stab in the heart.
Oh God.
Right? Yeah.
Totally. Oh my God. Do you have siblings? Do you?
I have an older brother.
Okay, I'm the oldest.
Okay.
I have many siblings. I have three brothers and then a couple step siblings. But
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, but like, oh my God, if one of my brothers said, "Sorry, you don't," I've been trying to kill you all along.
Yeah. Like,
Like-
that's like the sky falling. Like that's
Oh,
is
completely.
insane.
Completely. And we know that he loves like that kind of also doesn't get really resolved very much because we know but it does kind of get thrown off because we really only care about him and Julian. Like
Yes. And like I feel like that's for me like why I'm like kind of so like for me as a reader I'm very forgiving of like wait what world was that like I'll miss like,
Totally.
a huge part because I'm just like I just care about the two.
yeah. Yeah.
But there's something to be said because like you were saying earlier is it's the focus on the romance and like that's why we're
Right.
here, you know, it's
Yes,
for the two
yes.
of them, you know.
It's for the two of them. And I will admit, I forgot that I'm blanking on his name right now, but the one who is the bad guy, I forgot that he was a cousin. I kind of like got lost on who was who.
Yes. Yeah.
In,
It was very confusing. Like,
yes.
here's something that I would have wanted, and this is just me. But even though this is a romantasy, the focus is on the romance. I would have loved to just like have a map, or do you know how like there's a map, or
give me a map. I love a map.
Thank you. I wanted a map, and I wanted maybe even a family tree if possible.
Okay, I'm gonna go one more. I want a map, a family tree, and I want an architectural plan of their home.
Yes.
I want to see all of the rooms.
Yes.
I want to know like what part of what wing belongs to Julian, how big are the grounds, all of that.
Yes, because it seems like there's a whole like academy for the, you know what I mean? Like when he like first like infiltrates, he's like there for like, the Oathkeeper Academy or whatever it's called.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, then he moves into the house, and I'm like, this is, and then he doesn't see his, I don't know. I'm like, I guess it's a castle. Castles are big, but how big?
But it's a big castle from the way it,
It's the size of a town, it feels
It's the size of a town, yes.
Yeah.
In fact, I almost feel like it is the town. Like
you know what? You might be right.
Because there's Goldie's bar, right? They go to like the pub.
Yes.
But
yes.
what else is even here? It doesn't.
Good point. Yeah.
Is there anything? I mean, they're ruling over a people. There must be other people.
Yeah. I guess I was picturing like there's the castle inside like gates, and then like you walk out the gate and make a right, and there's like the version of like Dave and Buster's, which I totally pictured Goldie's bar as Dave and Buster's.
Oh, absolutely. You've got all the games. You've got the darts. You've got people playing cards. Yeah.
Gambling, you know. I'm like, this is ye old Dave and Buster's.
Ye old Dave and Buster's. Oh my God.
Okay. I want to ask you about like, kind of like the world building of this, which I know that like obviously we're here for the love story, but like and like I said, I needed a map, but like it was interesting with like what magic is in this world. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I'm curious about your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I thought like because there's different types of magic. There's the blood magic where people can control through your blood, right? And then there's the plant magic that Julian has. That's very, very cool. But I feel like and there's the healing magic. Were there other types of magic? I feel like I'm missing some.
There was something called like air. Didn't Julian have access to like air magic or something?
Oh, you're right. There was air magic. So it's like all of these, it's like elemental magic. And there are elemental magic writing prompts in my book.
Very cool.
Because I do think elemental magic is pretty awesome and exciting, and using the elements, earth, wind, fire, air, water, all of that. I think that can be cool. And I liked how they used it. I liked the sequence where he uses the air magic to basically follow Whisper.
Yes.
And it's just like a wisp of air around him just to know that he's okay. Like that's romantic. And a little creepy, but the way it was done didn't feel creepy.
Exactly. It's in a book. It's not real.
Yes. Like it's creepy talking about it. I'm like, oh, this sounds creepy now. But it didn't feel creepy in execution at all.
No. The stakes were different in this at that point. So
yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
No, and and there's been multiple attempts on all of their lives. So
yeah, like things were really like shit was really hitting the fan.
Yes.
So yes, I totally get that. If there was like, is there a preferred elemental? Like if you had a choice of what elemental you wanted to element, what would be what's your element?
Oh gosh. Okay, so Earth. I mean, I'm tempted the plant one because plants are everywhere, right? And and the way, except I'm not. It's pretty violent the way he used the plant elements, and I'm not a violent person, so maybe water.
Cool.
I want to control water. Yeah.
If you are able to control water, does that mean you can also like freeze it and like make ice weapons or something? That's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you never drown. You can like, you can make like water safer in a way.
Yeah. Like you're just like
I'm just the eternal lifeguard. I'm out there like no one's drowning on my watch.
But, it's just constantly like a whistle. Oh, a water mage. It's fine.
I mean, would you fly the whole, like, would you rather fly or be invisible? Would you?
Ooh, well, I guess, like, I think what I would like, I do like the idea, this isn't, either one isn't flying or invisible.
Yeah.
Like, like Earth stuff of, like, if I were to touch the ground and, like, cause, like, an earthquake only under, like, one person that I didn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna earthquake you.
Becky. No, Becky, you just invented an entire, I'm gonna earthquake you? Come on. Oh my God. And it's just like a very concentrated earthquake.
Yes.
That literally no one else feels it. There's no earthquake Twitter. No one's like, did you feel that? Because only one person, your mortal enemy felt it, and an entire bookshelf fell on their head because it was within a 3x3. Yeah, earthquake magic. Boom.
Like, that would be cool. Like, it's like, okay, I'm at the store or whatever. I see someone bullying another person. I don't know them. People watching, whatever. I earthquake the bully. They fall over. Everyone laughs at the bully. And people are like, oh, you're so clumsy. And they're like, you didn't feel that? And they're like, oh, you're crazy. Like, that's my fantasy.
Yes.
It's to gaslight people.
Gaslight people. Earthquake. I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But in terms of invisible or flying, it would be flying for sure. I think. I mean,
see, I flying sounds a little scary to me, and I guess if I had the power, I wouldn't be scared, right? But
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
I would hope, but I have a little bit of a fear of heights. So part of me would be I would take invisibility, and then I would get as many free flights as I ever wanted because I would just sneak onto flights.
I hear you. Here's why I'm stressed out about that.
Okay.
Every seat is booked, and you're like going on an 8-hour flight to.
Well, I guess you have to stand the whole flight. Oh God, that's awful.
That sounds. I know.
Awful. Because I'm sneaking on flights to London. I'm sneaking on 14-hour flights. Like, that's going to be bad.
Well, if you're like invisible, like, could you? I mean, this is like, could you like where the luggage is, like, set up your own lounge or something?
Oh, sure. You climb into the luggage area. That works.
Bring an air mattress.
Yes.
Okay. Now I see your point.
Yeah.
What's interesting about being invisible is that, like, you have this ability to spy on people, but, like, it's kind of interesting, like, let's say invisibility was a real thing in this world. Like, you know how, like, with, like these days, like, with, like, Ring cameras or like nanny cams, you have to tell someone if they're on camera. Like, do you need to inform someone that you're invisible?
it would get really gnarly really fast because everyone, if willy-nilly people had the power, people would be eavesdropping, spying so much. And you're right, we are already in kind of like a surveillance heavy world. Yeah.
Would you, like, you had the power of invisibility. Would you ever eavesdrop on something like, I don't know, like friend drama or anything like that?
I mean, part of me really would want to, and then I feel like I would quickly learn, like, it's better not to know, right? Like, that made me remember, in college, I lived with two friends, and one of my friends comes up to me, we're making dinner, and she's very upset. And she says, I read our roommate's journal. Her diary was on the table. She left it on the dining room table, and I read it. And she said that she hates me. I read the words like, I hate, and she was so upset about it. And I said, well, you have to talk to her. Like, I feel like you have to just come clean and tell her that you read that, and, like, you can't keep this in, and you shouldn't have read that. Like, but you need to hash this out. And then, so she did. She went and she said, I'm really upset because I read that you hate me. And then the other roommate said, here, read the whole thing. And it said, I hate her so much because she's so perfect and I could never live up to, like, it was the nicest thing. And it was all about, like, how upset she was that, like, she couldn't live up to being as perfect and wonderful and good. I'm like, that shows you that, like, you're not supposed to, like, don't read the diary, don't eavesdrop on the conversation.
You're absolutely, like, I have a similar story when I was in, like, 8th grade. It was very, like there were always those mean girl cliques, and I remember like in my class there was a clique of girls, and it was really popular at the time to share a journal with multiple friends. So you like,
oh my God,
write an entry, pass it around, write an entry, pass it around. I remember being in class one time and looking over, because like they were the popular girls and I was, whatever, kind of looking over, trying to peek, and I do see my name. And for months I was like, what, I think her name was like Rachel or Lauren or something, and I was like, what did Rachel write in that book? What did Rachel write in that book? And I would think about it constantly, like, and I was like, what did she say, like, what did I do, and then I remember they got, that clique kind of like got in a fight and broke up, and one of them like got mad one time and just like threw the journal around the classroom like willy-nilly or something.
Oh my God.
And I finally get the journal and I read it, and it was just like, I felt like sitting next to Becky today. Like, it was just it was just the most benign,
innocuous, like nothing. Oh my God.
Yes, and for the longest time I was just like, what did you do? And I was like,
no, it would turn people crazy. It would make everyone, if we had that power, and of course people would hear things that they shouldn't hear, and so then no one would ever trust anyone. It would be a nightmare. Becky, Rachel just wanted to sit next to you. She just wanted to sit next to you.
I was like waiting for like, Becky's so annoying, da 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 da.
Yes.
And it was just like, oh no, I sat next to Becky today. Like, it was like, I felt terrible, and so So
when it goes into like the very like core fear that like of, oh, I've left and now they're talking about me, or like when in reality they aren't. They're talking about something like, it's, no one is talking about you behind your back. It's not happening.
Yes,
we're all too self-involved.
It is so true. And it's like, even like coming, like I've even had like out in the entertainment industry, when you're like dealing with like a lot of rejection, and you just think that like everyone in Hollywood just has a picture of your face being like, never. And then it's like, no.
Oh God. Yeah.
Okay. Side note, another thing that would be really cool, another power that would be really cool is Whisper's power to be able to talk to the cats. Like, just given how dangerous those cats, there is something cool about like a really dangerous predatory animal being able to communicate with them. I don't know why I had to say that. I just needed to
but it would be a good power. It's it's very Dr. Dolittle.
Sure.
And I love it. I love Dr. Dolittle. Why not? I would take that power.
Yeah. Just like, here's a, I don't know, they'll just like do your bidding for you,
Okay, so here's a question. One of the cats had, wait, God, I'm mixing up. Telekinesis is the moving things, and telepathy. One of the cats had telepathy, but the other one verbally spoke Fillerian, right?
I thought it was,
or no.
I thought it was one.
Was
of
it
the
all
cats
thinking?
Was all thinking, but they communicate the telepathical.
It was all it was all telepathetical. Telepathetical.
Yes. That word.
Telepathically.
In the
Fillerian.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they think in Fillerian.
They think in Fillerian.
But like, I thought that like the fist cat couldn't communicate, but could communicate with the cat. So it was like,
I think you're
like
right.
Not like a Jay and Silent Bob situation, but like, but maybe.
Yeah, for sure. It was a Jay and Silent Bob. Jay, yes.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did love those cats.
I loved those cats. Again, I could have a cat spinoff. I could have more of the cats. And I appreciated that the cats, like, that they didn't want to be lied to. I still go back to, because it gave them so much character. Like those cats were like number 3 or 4 on the call sheet. Like those cats, absolutely.
They're my favorite. They were like my favorite.
Huge parts of this book.
Yeah, like they're my favorite side characters. They're no bullshit, and like I like that. Like they acted like even though they're magical cats, they're bigger and they can like do magical things.
Yeah,
they still had cat-like personalities, which I appreciated.
Yes,
you know what I mean. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
They were persnickety. They wanted their food this way.
They only trusted certain people. I loved it.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I think I know the answer to this, but was every person in this book gay? Because
that is That's a good question.
I think they were. And I'm kind of obsessed with the idea that this was just, they never outright said that.
Yes.
But
yeah.
it seemed like this was like Provincetown for assassins. Like it was,
Yes.
you know, like at least everyone had like attractions, whether or not like they never really defined it. But like the cousin was like, oh yeah, I'd take Whisper. I would have sex with Whisper. You know, it seemed to be just like kind of how the world should be.
Exactly. And that's what I loved about this, is that like it was just like for example, there's two queens of this country.
Right.
They have two moms.
Right.
And then like the way that like kind of the way what's his face, Julian would talk with his brother, you know, like talking about like, you know, well actually I think his brother is the second book, so like he's gay too, you know. And so it's like,
right,
it was just like really nice how like fluid everything was, and how like you could just like have this epic story, like, you know, kind of this high fantasy epic story without like having to, I don't know, that's just, I don't know, making the fact that it wasn't made into a big deal made it a big deal, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it felt like this is a world I want to live in, despite how dangerous it is, you know, because they seem to have gotten that part right.
Yes.
And
yeah, like if you can go on a date to the Royal Masquerade with like the person you're in love with, like that's insane.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
yes.
like it's like and not even like, and in the book you're not even batting an eye, you know, you're like, this world that was so inviting and fun, and I loved it.
Absolutely. No, and the gossip is not like, can you believe he's with the guy? The gossip is just like, oh, he got someone so hot. Yeah. You know, like
they're all like very encouraging of each other.
They are.
It's like, and it was funny because like when he was talking about his brother, he's like, oh, like this is in the epilogue or towards the end.
Yes.
Here's Whisper, and he's like, I need to talk to you, and he's like, Whisper can be here, and like, unless you want to talk to me about a lover, and I'm like, whoa, these brothers are close. Already. Yes. Now it is a book series, right? I haven't, and I want. Do each of the brothers get their own book? I believe they get their own book. Okay. I have a feeling. I'm very curious if Drury gets his own book, because there was like, he had a line of dialogue that was like, can I get an assistant or something or whatever. Oh, he did. Yes. And I'm so curious if that's like kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like an Easter egg. I like that. I bet it is. Or we should write letters and say, write the Drury book. Yeah. Although I am curious about like what happens with Hemlock. Like, is she like going? Like, is she gonna like? What's gonna happen to her? Because she just seems like this little punk girl who is very misinformed, and it's like, is she? What's gonna happen to her? Well, did she get sent back to Father? She did. She did get sent back to Father. Yeah. And Father. So she doesn't get punished, other than the fact that she still has to go back. And Whisper has his freedom because they broke the phylactery. Yeah. But his phylactery is broken. But I mean, he didn't complete his job. He just doesn't have the power. Like, so I wonder if Father remains a potential danger to him. Oh, good point. I mean, Father doesn't have control over him because he doesn't have his phylactic or whatever it's called. But Father does have. It's an assassin club, so obviously he could kill whoever he wanted to on the company dime. Right, and no one. And honestly, I feel like Father doesn't give a shit about Whisper. If someone hired him to kill Whisper, but he's not going to waste his time. Yeah. There were a lot of assassin clubs. Okay, anyway. Well, wait. No, but there was that one very short little flashback towards the end where when Whisper was looking at the little tokens and there was one token that he didn't really understand, and he realized, oh, that was me killing one of the retiring one of the assassins. Yes, that's right. So I wonder if like. So Father did retire an assassin. So he's going to retire. He's obviously going to retire. Well, attempt to retire Whisper. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah, I mean, nothing will happen to him. Let's hope. The letters I would write. But yeah, that does make a lot of sense. I wonder if that's what Hemlock was there. It made it seem like that's what Hemlock was there to do in a way, but then it revealed that I mean, again, we're just rooting for the two of
Well,
them. It doesn't matter.
we're rooting for the two of them. Hemlock needs to get her shit together.
Hemlock.
That is.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That lady.
that lady. Poor Hemlock. No. Okay, so I have another question. So Whisper had a plan, and he took, remember, like before Julian found out who he was, before that reveal, there was a plan that was thwarted. And he goes to the healer, and he says, I need a week's worth of this sleeping root.
Yeah.
And then he reveals that he also got more of the root from like 5 different pharmacies in town. So there's Goldie's bar, and then there's 5 pharmacies. And he said, so he has enough of this root to knock someone out, but not to kill them.
Yes, for like 8 hours or something. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he says that he's like planning to take Julian somewhere. And then the whole plan gets completely thwarted, and they don't go through with it. Right?
I thought that it was at a point where Whisper was like, I'm falling in love with Julian, and he and I don't know, like he's really feeling torn.
Yeah.
And he like say like, hey, should we go somewhere? Like, let's go on vacation or something, get out of here. I thought it was him drugging Julian so that they can run away, and like they
just never come back and just have.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's how I read into it, but I could be 100% wrong.
No, I like that. I see that. Or until we can come up with a plan. We'll run away until we can figure it out.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll just like go on the lam, be lovers, and then just find people to kill father together. So that I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. But then then there was like that thing with the scene with the blade was very cool. There was a lot of cool action moments in this, I will say.
There was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, the scene with the blade, the whole fight at the end, I thought was very exciting.
Yeah, I agree. I even thought like the part where they're like talking and they're out on like the lawn or something, and he's like, get down, and he's like, what? And then it's like, that's cool. That stuff's cool.
Very, very cool.
Okay, I want to ask you another thing.
Okay.
The writer wrote in present tense. Did you glean that? And I'm just like curious. It's not something that I read all that often. Like, did that like take you out of it at all, or like how did you feel about that?
I think about tense a lot in terms of fiction, and I enjoy it because you have to be completely in the moment, right? They're putting you in the moment. It's all happening now. I think it's tricky to pull off.
Yeah, I
because
agree. Yeah.
You want to, as a writer, like you kind of want to leave the moment a little bit. But yeah, I think it worked for me, especially because we were going back and forth between the two of them. Did you have a preference for a narrator, Whisper or Julian?
I think I was like a little more team Julian. I just because like I thought that I don't know, like I just like that he always had something up his sleeve. You know what I mean? And I just love that like he had like he could do this type of magic, or he knew about this type of diplomatic relation or whatever. You know, that he was just always like he's always smarter than we think. I like.
Oh,
that.
I love that. I was more Team Whisper. I was like, I wanted to be in his point of view because of how tortured he was. And until things came out, I like wanted to hear his version of like the secrets that he was keeping. And and so I wanted to be in his head. And I think with Julian, I just like knew that Julian was like so madly into him that like I feel like there was a little more tension for me in the Whisper chapters.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Whisper, like he's like dealing with like I have to kill this person that I love, and Julian's just like, should I like commit to this person? I don't know. You know what I mean?
I mean, also like Julian did seem to. I feel like he'd never had a relationship longer than a week or two before this, and he's all in.
Yeah,
right.
He's all in, and then what I loved about it is that like they kind of have like these disagreements on healing, you know, and settled, communicated, right? Like he goes in after not being in a relationship ever to being like a good listener.
Yes.
Understanding.
Yes. Like the perfect partner.
Perfect partner. Like, and there was like even one point where he's like, listen, we're going to argue about this forever. Like, but let's just put a dress now so we can go be in love. And I'm just like, but like,
yeah.
What are you talking about? You know what I mean?
No, and they even like the sex scenes, they're really communicative about like, this is what I want. I want you on your knees right now. I want to put this here. I want to do this. Like they do like kind of talk through it in a way that was very sexy, and you felt that they had a real connection that way.
Absolutely. I love kind of like the power dynamics in those scenes where like Whisper is like, I like being like he doesn't say that outright, but like he likes being dominated, you know, and Julian knows that he loves it. And like you can really tell that like Julian is doing it to please Whisper. It's not like, oh, now's my time to dom or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's just really done out of like love, and I just I feel safe reading it, you know.
No, you felt like they were trying to please each other, like that.
Yes, yeah. And like I don't know, like it's kind of an interesting thing because like I don't know, like Whisper's character is equated with like he's the assassin. He has so much power, and like he has to act on his own and do things quickly and stuff, and then like when it comes to sex, he's like, I don't want to think. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I work all day. You just tell me what to do, or I'm yes.
You know how much brain energy being an assassin is.
I mean, it's got to be a lot. It's got to be a lot of, because also he's not only the assassin, but he's the protector, because part of his job was to not let him die.
Exactly. He was being,
and that's
a security guard or whatever. The assassin taking care of the cats. He had a lot of hats on.
He had 3 jobs, and he kept not accepting his raises and promotions. Like he kept saying, I have enough money, just give me more work.
Yes. There was a lot of like really cool like ethical stuff. Like Julian was like, I'm not going to sleep with the employee until I know he's comfortable. Like it's like,
yes.
Okay,
yes.
Julian. Like, this kingdom has a great HR department.
Well, because people would talk. People would talk if he very quickly slept with an oath guardsman. Yeah.
Sure. But even then, like, it was almost even for him, like, he's like, I have standards. I need a background check on this person before I can even...
Yes.
It's like, yeah,
well,
like, I get it.
Did he fire him before they consummated or no?
What he did was, he was like, here's your permission to resign.
That was it. Yes.
And Whisper was like, you're basically firing me. And he's like, no, I'm giving you permission to resign. I like you. I want to be with you. So you staying has to be your choice, not, you know.
Not that you feel obligated to be here.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, I feel obligated to be here. And he was like, do you want the raise? And he's like, no. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Because of, yeah. And I never thought that like it's something as dumb as like paperwork would be sexy, but like that was sexy. You know what I mean?
It was very sexy, and even the thing like the Your Highness at the beginning, like that I loved when he would call him Your Highness, and then when he was like, call me Julian, like, and then because then it was like a dynamic shift for them.
So
that was good.
Yeah, I just like loved how like Julian was like, oh, Whisper's really seeing me for me, and like that's the strength of Whisper, you know. And it was just like, and I mean, like, you could just even tell with like their banter. I mean, like I said, I could just read a scene of the two of them talking about the weather, you know, and I'd be like, I love this book. I love this book.
Yeah. No, I loved it, and I will read the next one.
I think I will too. It was so fun. It was just like it's just like a fun romp. It wasn't like you were saying earlier, like you're not bogged down in lore, you know, or anything that's not really necessarily to what you want to read. I mean, I think this was an absolutely excellent romantasy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And while it wasn't bogged down in lore, you believed the world, and it had enough of it that I felt like, okay, there's this kingdom, there's that kingdom, this kingdom, they're spreading these rumors, and this is happening, but it's all centralized here, and you can kind of remember some of that, and some of that you can kind of gloss over.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like for me, and I could be wrong, but like when I read Romantasy, like sometimes it just, or like any type of fantasy where there's like whatever, I need to just like let it wash over me before I can like fully understand where I am. And like you can do that in this book because like just the characters are so fascinating and sexy and engaging, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Okay. I do want to ask you for a rating. Now here's what I'm thinking for ratings.
Okay.
So Whisper wears a bracelet with 6 beads on it for every kill that he does.
Yes. Okay.
1 out of 6 kill beads means you hated it. 6 out of 6 means that you loved it. Give me your final thoughts and your rating.
Okay. I'm going to give it a high rating, but I'm not giving it the 6, and I'm gonna say why. I think it needed more sex.
Yes.
I think it didn't quite earn the 6th bead because it could have. What the sex that was there was great and exciting and fun, and it could have used more. I thought the action was I was engaged the whole time. I read it very fast. It was just a page turner.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I'm gonna give it a solid 5 of 6. 5 out of 6 beads.
That's a good one. I mean, honestly, like I was gonna give it 6 out of 6. I thought it was just a fun, wild ride, but I do agree with you. There could have been more sex, just even more horniness, I guess. You know, like just even like them thinking like, what am I good? You know, like kind of like the prompt you were talking about of like, what would you do? You know what I mean? Like,
yes, catalog his body. Yes.
Yes, catalog. Well, I wanted body cataloging and
body catalog.
Yes. So I'm going to give it 5.5 beads out of 6 assassin beads.
Very respectable.
Yes. This was so fun, and it was just like
so much fun.
Oh
my God, I love meeting you, Becky. This is awesome.
I love meeting you too. Please remind us about the book and where we can find you and everything else. Yes.
Okay, so you can find me on TikTok. My account is Your Daily Writing Prompt, and I post a writing prompt on TikTok every day. And my book is Write a Romantasy, 99 Writing Prompts to Craft a Tale of Heart and Heroism. And there's actually more than 99 prompts because each prompt you can do, and you can use different parts of it, so it kind of turns each prompt into multiple prompts. And then at the end of each chapter, there are quick write prompts, and they're kind of bullet point prompts. So there's actually hundreds of prompts in the book. And you can find it anywhere you get books. It comes out on August 26th. It is currently available for pre-order, but if it's after August 26th, you can get it online. You can get it in bookstores. If they don't have it, tell them I need this book. And also announcement. This is I don't know that they're turning it into a series. So Write a Dystopian Novel will come out in November, and then great. I'm actually working on a 3rd one right now, and I can't say what it is yet, but it will be a series. So get this one first.
Well, that is so great, and like honestly, like I'm so glad that this book is out, and like I'm personally as a reader can't wait to see what people are going to write based on this book. So thank you.
Me too. I want to read all of the books.
We need something to cover on the show. So you guys got to do it.
Oh, Becky, can I please be a guest the first time you read a book that is inspired by prompts from my book?
100%.
Can we do that? Can we do that?
I would absolutely have you on. So if anyone's listening and they write a book, like please be in touch. Like you should come on the show and you can come back on the show. We will reward you with a review.
I love it.
I'm sure it'll be amazing. You're amazing, and like this was so much fun. Thanks
so much fun. Yeah, thank you so much. I loved it.
If you enjoyed today's episode and want to support TSTL, consider following the show on all of your social medias, including Substack. You can find the accounts at TSTL Podcast on all of the different, platforms. And if you didn't like today's episode, you didn't have to listen or watch all the way to the end. For links to Prince and Assassin, as well as Write a Romantasy, be sure to visit the show notes or the episode page at tstlpodcast.com or on TSTL's Substack page. Thank you so much for listening to Too Stupid to Live, and I hope you have a ticklish rest of your day. 'Cause I just can't Hey, TSTL listeners. If you're a fan of the show and if you are like really rich to the point where you're able to throw in a little bit of financial support, there are numerous ways you can help TSTL continue to put out completely unhinged and hilarious and, let's face it, sexy romance novel content. First, you can become a paid subscriber on TSTL's Substack where you can listen or watch ad-free episodes. I'll also give you free access to my side project on Substack called Claim by TBD, which is a fictional podcast series about a romance podcaster who gets abducted by sexy aliens, but the experience itself is anything but horny. Just visit tstlpodcast.substack.com to subscribe. But if monthly subscriptions aren't really your thing, but you still happen to be like super duper really rich, you can also buy TSTL a happy ending at buymeacoffee.com/TSTL podcast. Each happy ending costs $1, which all goes to support the show. For 3 happy endings, I'll give you a shout out on the podcast, along with a romance novel inspired pet name. And for 5 happy endings, you'll get a shout out plus a TSTL bookmark in the mail as a thank you gift. Look, even just by listening to TSTL, you're making me feel all tingly and all special inside. But if you feel like your support can be a little more engorged, if you will, you can check out the different ways to support the show at tstlpodcast.com/support. That's tstlpodcast.com/support. Hey, TSTL listeners. Are you an indie author with a book to promote? An artist or designer trying to sell bookish swag? Are you a book talk influencer in need of more followers to do your influencing? Well, TSTL would love to help you out. Hi, I'm Becky. I'm the host of Too Stupid to Live, and I love building new connections with the bookish and sexual health communities, whether it's for sponsorships at amazingly reasonable and negotiable rates, or guest and topic ideas for TSTL's Extra Spice and Hot as Hell episodes. So if you want to hook up, visit tstlpodcast.com/contact, or you can email the show at tstlpod@gmail.com.